The Trojan War, a legend etched in time, begins with a woman of extraordinary beauty, Helen. Helen was the wife of Menelaus, the king of Sparta. However, her beauty caught the eye of Paris, a prince of Troy. Paris, aided by Aphrodite, the goddess of love, abducted Helen, taking her back to Troy. This act of defiance ignited a firestorm of fury that would engulf two nations in a decade-long war. The abduction of Helen was not just a personal affront, but a violation of hospitality and a breach of trust. It was an insult that could not be ignored. The Greeks, bound by honor and oaths, rallied to Menelaus' side, demanding the return of Helen and retribution against Troy. The stage was set for a conflict that would become a cornerstone of Western literature and mythology. Menelaus, enraged by the betrayal, called upon his brother Agamemnon, the powerful king of Mycenae. Agamemnon, recognizing the severity of the situation, agreed to help his brother reclaim Helen. He issued a call to arms, summoning the greatest Greek heroes to their side. The abduction of Helen was seen as an act of war, a direct challenge to Greek honor and power. The kings and heroes of Greece, bound by oaths and alliances, were obligated to answer Menelaus' call. Failure to do so would not only bring shame upon themselves, but weaken the fragile unity of the Greek world. From every corner of the Greek world, heroes answered the call, each driven by a desire for glory, vengeance, or a sense of duty. Among them were the mighty Achilles, the swift-footed warrior, and his loyal companion Patroclus. Odysseus, the cunning king of Ithaca, renowned for his intellect, joined the cause, leaving behind his wife Penelope and newborn son Telemachus. The giant Ajax, known for his strength, and his brother Teucer, the skilled archer, also heeded the call. Diomedes, the brave king of Argos, and the wise Nestor, king of Pylos, joined the ranks, adding their wisdom and experience to the Greek forces. The assembly of such a formidable force demonstrated the gravity of the situation. It was a testament to the unity and might of the Greeks when faced with a common enemy. With their forces assembled, 1,000 ships strong, the Greeks set sail across the Aegean Sea towards Troy. The journey was fraught with challenges. Storms threatened to shatter their ships, and disagreements arose amongst the proud heroes. The goddess Artemis, angered by a transgression against her, halted the winds, stalling the Greek fleet at Aulis. It was only through the sacrifice of Agamemnon's daughter Iphigenia that the winds returned, allowing the Greeks to continue their journey. This dark omen cast a shadow over the expedition, a grim reminder of the price of war. Section 5. The walls of Troy, a city impregnable. Troy, ruled by King Priam, was a formidable city. Its towering walls, said to have been built by the gods themselves, had withstood countless sieges. The Trojans, skilled warriors in their own right, were prepared to defend their city. Leading the Trojan defense was Hector, the noble son of Priam and brother of Paris. Hector, a valiant and skilled warrior, became a symbol of Trojan resistance, fighting fiercely to protect his family and city. The stage was set for a clash of civilizations, a conflict that would test the limits of human endurance, courage, and cunning. Section 6. Clash of Titans, Heroes and Battles of the Trojan War. For 9 long years, the war raged on. The plains around Troy became a battleground where heroes clashed, their names etched into legend. Achilles, the Greeks' greatest warrior, tore through the Trojan ranks, his rage fueled by the death of his beloved Patroclus at the hands of Hector. Hector, the shield of Troy, fought with valor and skill, holding the Greek advance at bay. The gods themselves took sides in the conflict, their interventions often influencing the tide of battle. The Trojan War was not merely a contest of strength, but also a battleground for the gods, their rivalries and agendas playing out on the earthly stage. Section 7. The Wrath of Achilles, a hero's grieving fury. The death of Patroclus unleashed Achilles' wrath. Consumed by grief and rage, he returned to battle, seeking revenge against Hector. The clash of these two heroes was a spectacle of both skill and savagery. Achilles, fueled by his grief, eventually defeated Hector, dragging his body around the walls of Troy in a display of brutal triumph. This act, however, only served to deepen the tragedy of the war. Achilles' actions, driven by grief and rage, violated the sacred laws of war. turning victory into a hollow and mournful affair. The death of Hector marked a turning point in the war, a descent into a darker and more brutal phase. Section 8. Cunning Odysseus, a mind for strategy. With the war seemingly at a standstill, Odysseus, the strategist, devised a plan as cunning as it was audacious. The Greeks would construct a giant wooden horse, an offering to the goddess Athena, and leave it at the gates of Troy. Unbeknownst to the Trojans, the horse would be hollow, its belly filled with Greek warriors. The Greeks would then feign retreat, sailing away as if to signal their defeat. The Trojans, believing the horse to be a gift, would be tricked into bringing it within their city walls. This plan, a blend of deception, artistry, and military strategy, would prove to be the key to ending the long and bloody siege of Troy. Section 9. The Trojan horse, a deception of epic proportions. The Greeks, under the guidance of Epeius, a skilled craftsman, constructed the giant wooden horse. It was a masterpiece of deception, a symbol of piety on the outside, a vessel of destruction within. The Greek fleet sailed away, leaving behind the horse and a single warrior, Sinon. Sinon, chosen for his acting skills, convinced the Trojans that the horse was a peace offering, a gift to ensure their safe passage home. The Trojans, weary of war and blinded by their perceived victory, fell for the ruse. Section 10. The Fall of Troy. A city crumbles. As night fell, the Trojans celebrated their victory, unaware of the danger lurking within their walls. Under the cover of darkness, the Greek warriors emerged from the horse, opening the city gates for their comrades who had secretly returned. The Greeks, fueled by years of frustration and loss, unleashed their fury upon the unsuspecting city. Troy, once thought to be impregnable, fell in a single night of carnage and destruction. The Trojan War, a conflict that had spanned a decade, finally reached its bloody conclusion. Section 11. Echoes of War, Aftermath and Legacy. The fall of Troy marked the end of an era. The Greeks, victorious but weary, returned home, bearing the scars of war and the weight of their actions. Menelaus, reunited with Helen, returned to Sparta, their relationship forever marked by the conflict. Odysseus, his journey home fraught with trials and tribulations, would eventually return to Ithaca. The Trojan War, with its tales of love, betrayal, heroism and loss, would echo through the ages, inspiring countless works of art, literature and mythology. It serves as a timeless reminder of the costs of war and the enduring power of human passions.